Hello, welcome to this week's hashtag Toe to Toe. I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Spencer Fearon, usual face in the show, and of course Josh Warrington, fresh from his victory over Lee Selby at the weekend. How are you feeling? Have your feet even touched the ground yet?
No, not at all. I'm still on cloud nine. Obviously, not just the fight, but the whole event were magnificent. So yeah, I'm still buzzing and just trying to soak it all in, and I don't want the week to end.
How many times have you watched it back?
Only the once, but I've seen many pictures, many clips, you know, little video clips from the crowd and just little highlights now and again of the fights, but not only fully from start to finish once.
What was the atmosphere like? I mean, getting to box in front of your home crowd, was it 20,000 there at Elland Road?
25,000, I think they were saying, went through the gate. But listen, we've had some brilliant nights at the Leeds Arena, but that topped it, not just because it was a big event at Elland Road, not just because the Kaiser Chiefs were there and Lucas Radaby, but the fact that me and Lee have had a bit of a talk and a bit of animosity going on for some time now. We've finally got the fight. Leeds has never had a world champion, so they're that riding on it, and I think the fans had a personal connection to it, like one of their own going for a world title. We've got to get behind him, and from first bell to last, you know, the noise just didn't stop. There were times in there, and you know, 10th, 11th round, and it was just pushing me on, you know, giving me that second year to keep on going forward. And there's been times, like I say, when at arenas when it's been electric atmosphere, but it, you know, towards the back end of fight, it dies down a little. From first bell to last, and after, it was just a partisan crowd.
And have you had a tour of Emmerdale? Is this how you celebrate it?
Bring Johnny Nelson with you, he loves Emmerdale.
Exactly.
I'm a proud Yorkshire man,
it.
so, you know, we're on my bucket list. No, we're down at one of local news studios, and they have all Emmerdale sets in there, so I went for a little look and, you know, wall pack and all local pubs.
We believe you, Josh.
Yeah.
What did you make of this performance?
Listen, the performance is excellent. Josh, I want to say this, brother. I ain't boasting, but everyone knows how I called the fight. You know how I called the fight as well, right? I've never seen you be so committed in front of your left hooks, and especially your right hands, like from round 3. Usually you do it later on because people are saying, well, because you're not an out-and-out puncher. You hit hard enough, my friend. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But what was going on with that left hook? I want to know, man.
Obviously, we've studied Lee for a long time now. Whenever the fight's been spoke about, we've had a chance to go back down, and I've always said, listen, we've seen flaws, and that left hook over the years. You watch him with his title fights since when he won the title, when he boxed Gradovic, shot what kept catching him over the top. It's not a mistake, it's an habit, because it's been there and he's not rectified it. And also at the same time, a lot of my fights, I've always been told that you might have the big one after this. So I don't commit to the punch as much, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, exactly, for a caution to win, just get the shot in and get back, get them hands up. But this one, it was all on out. I had everything on the line, so I was just going to give absolutely everything. So every punch I was throwing with venom, every right hand I was putting, and I was going through with it, and yeah, they paid dividend.
It really did.
Well, to say you've not slept since you fought, you're looking pretty fresh. Right.
Thank you very much.
Shall we get into this? Secrets of TV. Right, this first one from Jacob, who says, whatever happens now in your career, do you think Saturday night will ever be topped?
That's going to be hard, and time will tell. Time will tell. I will say that night, just reflecting of the last couple of days, it will be hard initially. It's certainly the best night of my career. But then again, I thought when I won the British title at Leeds Arena, I thought that was the best night of my career so far. So it's a funny one. If we went back to Elland Road, it'll never be the same as that one, just because of. Like
do you feel that's a goal you've ticked off?
Yeah, I feel it's a goal ticked off, and if we went back, it won't be the same again. Like I say, because we had the build up with Lee. You know, that were one thing. First time there's been a boxing fight there in 26 years. Like I say, I think the Kaiser's there for the first time and the Radaby, and just the way the fight panned out, being a massive underdog, everyone was writing me off, and to come through it, not just like scrape over the line, but we're flying colours, outboxing the boxer. It just had everything, and the weather as well. The weather always makes it. You don't want it peeing it down on a day like that. So yeah, perfect.
It was a royal wedding as well that day, wasn't it? Right, Thomas Lyon says, was the plan to pressurise Selby earlier on and prevent him from boxing at range and getting into a rhythm from the start?
I think a lot of people just presumed that I was just going to go forward and put the pressure on and pile it on, and I knew that I had to make him work. Selby likes to come out and he likes to dictate the first 6 or 7 rounds, get in front, and then towards the back end, he takes a little break and picks his moments when he's busy. But at the same time, I think we looked at it as though he'll probably expect us to run out, and he wants us to dive on top, and then he'll have them counters ready. So it was all about closing down the distance and dictating the distance. So he likes to wave the red flag, you know, towards the bull. Like, if any fight you see him who he's been with who goes forward, he's there in front of you, but he's just waiting for you. He's just drawing you and drawing you and drawing in. And I'll kind of try to take that away with jab and little movements and the way they were coming in, taking the angles and going off to the side. And I think after first round we had a good feel out. The second round I just wanted to get in there and really put it on, get some body shots and just let him know that
it was relentless. It was very
I think the
relentless.
first 3 rounds have kind of ripped the heart away from him, and it was a bit unsure then, because like I said, the first one he probably expected me to go bull out, and then the second one, then I did go bull out, and it was like, can't read it. So,
Spencer, what did you make of his tactics?
Really, really good. And props all of your corner. I spoke to Nick Manners in the morning, who works in his corner, and Nick was saying, Spence, I'll tell you the honest truth, I cried. And Josh was saying it was because he had all that beer. No, but he actually, yeah, exactly. No, he actually cried because it's not that's what it meant to him, but I just think, like, to the whole team, which is nice because being on a journey, and you had a lot of naysayers saying, well, you know what I mean, yeah, Josh is good and that, and like the only reason why everyone's behind him is because he's that guy. He is like the Ricky Hatton of his area, right? Because he just bangs out. He's got a large number of fans that come out in droves to watch him, but they come out to watch you because he can fight. And when you're not an out-and-out puncher, right, not a one-punch knockout artist, you've got so many other attributes to rely on, and he did all of that and he coupled that into the fight, and that was excellent.
So what were the keys to victory for him?
For the keys to victory was his relentlessness, but it was artful pressure. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's not that he knew how to judge distance. So loads of times we're seeing Lee Selby falling with shots, and every time he was falling with shots, he was getting hit with a sharp left hook, right hand. And then when they were up close, he wouldn't allow Lee to grapple him. He was the bully. Like, you're the shorter guy, but you were the one throwing him around. And I was like, what am I watching here? But trust me, props. That was an incredible fight, and now you're a world champ.
Yeah, this is it. And I think I've always said that from the years to come, give me the opportunity and I'll show that there's no levels. And there's been times when I've come out of fights and everyone said, oh, you've done well there, you've given 100%, but I've been unhappy because I know there's more to it, and there's more to it. And I'm only 27, you know, it's like when I've been speaking about potential fights in the past, you know, when I was a younger age, but now I'm just coming into my prime, coming into my peak, I'm feeling stronger than ever, and that's what I was able to show when we went to ropes and we're in the clinches. I would not pick him up and throw him about, and because I do feel strong. I've sparring leading up to this fight. I was sparring guys like 2 or 3 weight classes bigger than me, so you know, all that paid dividend, and my dad just simplified it the best. Obviously, we were doing interviews and stuff, and people were saying, how do you beat Lee Selby? But you know, when behind closed doors, he said, listen, it's simple work.
What was his power like? What was Lee Selby's power like in the fight?
I'll be honest, it's not the biggest puncher I've been in with over the last 4 or 5 fights, probably, you know, down the list. But I know that he don't commit to every shot. He likes to throw a lot of combinations, so it'll be a lot of tap, making you put your hands up and then drop a big one in. But I don't think I give him the time to sit down and get the full power into it. So I know he was trying in the later rounds to sit on him, but because he was getting tired then, it dipped quite a bit.
Well, it's only been a few days since you've won, but there's already a big name been thrown around for a potential fight. You know what's coming, Carl Frampton.
Yes.
This tweet is coming from Tommy Noyes saying, what would top your experience at Elland Road on Saturday? Beating Frampton at Windsor Park, perhaps?
That'd be nice. That would be nice. I seen Carl about 2 weeks beforehand. We were down here in London doing a bit of promotional work, and I passed him and I went over and I said, Carl, I know that you've said that Lee's going to probably get the fight, you know, in his opinion. I said, let me just tell you this, that it's getting it, is Lee. I'm going to win that fight, and after that I won't mind coming to Windsor Park. And he said, yeah, all right. And I think he just thought I think he was just being ambitious there. But I've been a massive fan of Carl's, watching him over the years. But I've always said that I want to fight the best. I've got Lee done, won the world title, so
when would you like to?
Well, he's out in, I think it's about 12 weeks' time. Maybe timescale wise not ideal, but I'll have to sit down with Frank and Stephen and see and go from there. But if we can get it this year, back in a year, it'd make a perfect year.
Spencer, what do you think? Strike while the iron's hot? Or too soon?
We have to look on experience, and Carl Frampton is an incredibly experienced fighter. But you know, the Leon Santa Cruz is the blueprint to say, like, if you're going to fight Carl Frampton, this is how it's going to be. But then, in saying that, I think they got that in the second fight. They had the tactical game plan was totally wrong. And this is no disrespect to Shane McGuigan before he starts looking for me. But I think you had the, you know, seriously, don't worry, man. I got a real champ right here. I got a real champ, right? But I'm saying, right? It's like, look at these arms. Look at these arms, right?
I'll protect you,
right.
Spencer,
Yeah, you got my back. I know you have. I can feel the energy. But I'm saying, like, I would wait, because that fight can build even bigger than what it is. And that's the reason why I'm saying to wait, because there are no defenses easy, but there are defenses right now, and let him mature into the fact of being world champion. You just got the title, and you got the title as an underdog going in. I think, like, there's other fights, and then just let this fight build. It's gonna let it build, man.
Yeah.
How would he beat him?
How would he beat Carl Frampton? You know what? For him to fight Carl Frampton, it would have to be angles. It would have to be very, very similar to what Leo Santa Cruz did. Is like every time that Carl Frampton seemed to aggress, he'd have to throw shots. And he's shown on the weekend that he can actually do that, because every time that Lee Selby tried to do something, he would attack him. So it's not only being a counterpuncher, but being assertively aggressive as well, but being clever with it. And he's proven to us that he can do that now. So you can't write this guy off. And that's
so what styles make fights, and I'm a bit of a.
I've never heard that before.
I'm a I'm a bit of an unknown book, because, like I said, no one will give me a chance, because they all thought, like, I've only got one style and I can only do this, that, and other. But I shown another side, and there's other sides in there.
And you got a great chin.
It's all beatings my dad used to give me as a kid.
Right, let's continue with the Yorkshireman theme, because another big fight happening this weekend on Sky. This was a tweet from Azzy saying, if McDonald beats Inoue in Japan, is his career almost worthy of the Boxing Hall of Fame?
I think so. I don't think Jamie's...
Thank you, got a handshake there, my friend.
I don't think Jamie's been given the credit for his achievements. I know Jamie for a very long time, and I'm not just saying that because I know him, but you know, he won the world title a fair few years ago. Did it as a massive underdog, and he's gone the right way. He's done everything, you know, English, British, Commonwealth, European. You know, went away to fight for the European, and he's just, like I say, he's never had the credit. And at world level, he's beat who's been put in front of him, and you know, he's reigned for a long time, but just because he's not got the popularity, then people don't give him credit where he's done his career.
We'll see how he does. That's on Friday lunchtime on Sky Sports.
It's a tough fight. It's a very tough fight, but like, if he beats that guy, because they're all saying he's like a pound-for-pound best, it's like the mini monster or whatever he is, most definitely should be ranked as one of our greatest champions. McDonald
can deal with this. He can get the win because he's got the height and the range. He's got really, really long arms, and if you can utilise that, and Dave Courtwell is a little genius right now, they could pull off the game plan, I believe, to win this fight on points.
All right, well, and another fighter fighting this weekend on Sky Sports is Kaliafai. Steve Parsons is tweeting saying, if Kaliafai wins at the weekend, do you think he should be looking at trying to unify the division? Yeah, I do. I think there's what's the other guy who's fighting on the same bill. He's fighting for the IBF. And Caius? Yeah, that's one. Yeah, I think that'll be a brilliant fight. So I think she should be potentially looking at a matchup with him after. He's breezed through his last couple of defences. So you know, you don't want to get to a stage where it's becoming a bit monotonous. You want to start really pushing yourself again and get a fight what's going to set him on fire again. So I think that. Have you ever sparred with Kaliafai? I've not. No. No. I've obviously seen him about over the years, but I've not sparred with him. Okay. So that's happening early hours on Saturday morning. A fight that happened at the weekend. Wiley O'Brien is tweeting and saying, I personally think Baddy Jack was robbed of the win on Saturday. What's your thoughts on this? And do you think Adonis has had his day? I don't think Adonis Stevens had his day, even though he's 40 years old. But he's originally from Haiti, so we don't really know his real age. We don't know, right? Seriously, we don't. He's no 30. Right, exactly. 30, exactly, right. So come on, I'm 44. I look good, but I'm saying, I do back me up, right? So, thank you very much, sis. But I'm saying is this: yes, it was a robbery.
But was it an out-and-out blatant robbery? No, it wasn't. I've seen worse robberies than that. But I believe that he did win the fight. I thought it was a very, very good tactical game plan that he came into the fight with Badou Jack. Very smart, nullified his work and came on strong down the stretch. He should have been given the decision, but it seems like Badou Jack is one of these guys because he doesn't do anything overly wonderful. He does everything correct. He's a consummate professional, and right now the light heavyweight division is booming, and the sky's the limits for him. But you know what? Bottom line, this is boxing.
Certainly is. And on that note, that's it from us today on #Toe. So Josh, thank you for joining us, and many congratulations for the weekend. Enjoy a bit of time off, I think, now for you. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure you keep an eye out as well across iTunes for the podcast that'll be coming up later today.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.